What is up, YouTube, and welcome to this Infinity War and Game of Thrones video. So, if you're new to the channel, please do drop a like, please do subscribe down below, and it has been a while since I brought you a Game of Thrones video, but there hasn't really been that much news for Game of Thrones. They're currently in the midst of filming the final season, but I'm keeping my eye on some of the news and kind of the set news, or kind of the filming news and things like that. But I'm going to put that video right at the end of this video because I don't want to prevent you with too many spoilers, and there will be a lot of spoilers for the next season of Game of Thrones. But first of all, Infinity War is looking amazing. I brought you some interesting things. I mean, the possibility that the Hulk and Bruce Banner will actually be splitting up somehow, possibly something to do with Doctor Strange, and that video is on my channel. You can go and check that out. It's pretty cool. There's a bit of spoilers in that video as well. But Infinity War has really had something else. So Avengers 4 has been filming at the moment. We've had a hell of a lot of flashback scenes to times past, times when Loki was captured, times back in kind of the World War II 40s eras as well. We've also seen Tony Stark wearing an arc reactor as well in his chest, kind of like the original arc reactor. So the question is, why are there flashback scenes? Now, if you're going to do flashbacks, you would do it in this Infinity War one. You would open, in my opinion, open with a flashback scene, or you could have Michael Pena from Ant-Man actually open up and present his version, his abridged version of the MCU, the last decade. But it's quite telling that it is the flashbacks will be taking place in the sequel to Infinity War. So in Avengers 4, which is going to be really just as big as Infinity War when you think about it. But we've got Ant-Man and Captain Marvel in between. So, why are there flashbacks? Granted, they could be wanting to flashback. Maybe it could be death scenes of Iron Man. It could be death scenes of Thor. And it could be death scenes of a few others. Now, they could die, and then we could actually have their time in the MCU flash before them, which I think would be pretty darn cool. So as they die, they will actually see what happened in the past in the MCU. But there's another idea which I think is a lot more interesting, to be honest. And this could revolve around the Time Stone. So as we know, the Time Stone is in the possession of our good friend Doctor Strange. So what could actually happen is that Doctor Strange could actually use the Time Stone to go back in time. It could be that Doctor Strange's Eye of Agamotto isn't actually taken by Thanos. And then he uses this, goes against everything, as we saw. Time is one of the things you can't actually mess with. He goes back in time to try and maybe stop a lot of the events that led up to Infinity War. So he could possibly stop the Tesseract being taken, or he could put the Ether in a different location. The Soul Stone could be, well, the Soul Stone kind of has to stay where it is if it's in Wakanda, and he could also possibly change events. So maybe Tony Stark doesn't go to Afghanistan. He actually has makes a suit. Later on, Captain America Captain America stays in World War II, or he stays in the 40s and grows up like that, which would be another thing which would be really weird. And then this could be leading to stop the events towards Thanos actually getting all of these stones and make it impossible for him to actually get all these stones. Now, another thing is the fact it could be Thanos actually going through time to actually kill all of the Avengers before they ever became Avengers. So yeah, there is quite a few different things that they could actually be doing here, which would be really, really cool. And now, another thing in this video about Game of Thrones, there will be spoilers for the upcoming season of Game of Thrones. Now, Game of Thrones is it's going to be big. We know it's going to be big. We know there's going to be big protracted battles for the upcoming season because, well, it's insane. We've got the White Walkers, we've got just everyone involved in this massive war. Obviously, Cersei doesn't think that, well, this war's going to be that big because she's planning on really kind of seeing what she can get out of this war as opposed to actually trying to help people. But what is interesting here is that we've actually had a few sets. So the sets of Winterfell has actually been remade in a different location, and it looks like there's going to be a huge protracted battle there at this new Winterfell set, which is, you know, big to say the absolute least. But there's also another set that is there, and that set is actually King's Landing. Now, King's Landing is usually filmed in, obviously, its usual location, but they've actually set or built a brand new set for King's Landing, and there have been rumoured to be actual fire tests. So it does possibly look like King's Landing will actually be destroyed. So King's Landing could actually perish here in this season, which I wouldn't really doubt that would actually happen. So I think that is definitely actually going to happen, to be honest, especially the question is who will actually destroy it. Now, it could actually be, obviously, the Night King with his brand new dragon. Obviously, this fire, this blue fire, certainly does seem to actually destroy things. So it could be the fact that he has gone straight to the capital on his dragon and be like, you know what, I'm going to burn everything down. So let me know what you think in the comments. What do you think of my Marvel idea? And what do you think of King's Landing being burnt down? Obviously, that is a huge thing, which will then change the whole dynamic of the war, as Cersei now has really no home or really anything that she can actually save or get out of this. So she's going to have to be, you know, a good person. I know, I'm kidding myself. But that is it for this video. Please do drop a like. Please do subscribe. And I'll see you soon. And goodbye.